Leafy and IDubbbz. What do you guys think about that fight? Would you guys like to see that happen? I mean, after all, IDubbbz kind of gave him a brutal beating with that content cop. It almost looked like it was a cop brutality, right? You know that phrase, ACAP? That wasn't because of cops. That was because content cop literally Leafy. That's why ACAP exists. It has nothing to do with law enforcement. I'm just kidding. No, seriously speaking, what do you guys think about Leafy and IDubbbz? Because it could potentially happen. I went on Twitter today and I discovered something quite unexpected. And I was just jumping with joy when I saw this because I remember thinking to myself, I would like to see a Leafy versus IDubbbz fight. And I only thought about this, I think like 2 minutes before I hopped onto Twitter. And then it was almost like the gods just presented me with a gift. They collaborated together on this project and said, you know what, Sonic, today is your day and we're going to present to you this idea. It almost seems like it's a troll, but people who are in talks are people like Leafy, Anissa, Keemstar.
Keemstar has tweeted out that he wants to represent Leafy. Again, I don't know if he's being serious.
It could all just potentially be a troll, but man, imagine that. Like, it really is a fight. Now, I want to have hope. But there's a lot of paradoxes, and I'm going to go ahead and present them to you so you guys can see what it could potentially be. Maybe some of you Leafy fans know Leafy a lot better than I do, and maybe some of you guys Anissa fans, IDubbbz, Keemstar fans, maybe you guys know a little more about Happy Punch Promotions, because I really don't know about these guys, but I'm really hoping that this is materialized in some sort of way. So let me go ahead and present to you guys what I found. Now let's go ahead and start off with this promotional post from Happy Punch Promotions. We can see that IDubbbz is here with his boxing robe, and then right below it you can see that there's a tweet from Leafy, and it reads, I accept IDubbbz boxing challenge and I will be training with Sam Hyde. Obviously he typo there. And then of course down below you see Anissa, we can have a contract for you, but there will be drug testing done by the commission and a severe no-show penalty if you're serious. Woo! And I'm excited for that part. A no-show penalty. And this is where I'm thinking to myself, like, you know what, there's hope for this. But then again, there's paradoxes, which is upsetting. And we're gonna dive into those parts. This is what he first said.
What do you mean I fucking could only train for a few months? That's some fucking horseshit. But this fight is actually going to happen. I'm not fucking joking. This isn't me fucking with them. I am down to fight, but I just need time to train, okay?
You see what I mean? He sounds convincing, right? I mean, if he was a part of an MLM and he approached me with that kind of attitude, I wouldn't even ask what the product is or how much it costs. I would just, here's my money, take it. That is until he starts describing more details about his plan.
I would not just practice boxing. The thing about my philosophy is this, dude. If there's all these different forms of fighting people all around the world, and some of them have worked and some of them have not, they can't all be wrong. There has to be elements of... So I would have to train in every single fucking martial arts humanly possible. I would need my black belt. I would need to be a master of fucking karate. I would need to be... I would need to learn MMA, and obviously I would have to train with Sam Hyde intensively.
Bro, you want to be a karate master? Listen, man. I mean, that sounds like a better plan than bungee jumping off a bridge with a strand of spaghetti, for sure. But nobody wants to wait until you could chop a brick with your forehead, man. Come on. Everybody wants to see the fight now. And besides, it's not like IDubbbz is like some master of anything. Like, dude, he has like 2 losses. You got this, man. But if that wasn't the only thing, they also requested a drug test, which for sure, even if he studied, even if he aced it, even if he copied off someone else, he would for sure fail that test.
Stop doing drugs. I don't do drugs anymore. I've been sober for 9 months. So, yes, but I don't know why there would be a serious drug test. Maybe because they're worried about the possibility that I would do steroids, which I would, by the way.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good point, for sure. I didn't think about that. I mean, perhaps he might take steroids. I mean, it's not like he's been sober from all of this stuff. There's a video from about like 3 months ago where I believe Keemstar, he went on to some podcast or went onto someone's channel and talked about how they wanted to give Leafy an intervention.
Oh, I'm going to have to do an intervention with Leafy.
Oh, yeah? You're bringing him back again?
No, I'm actually going to have to do an intervention with him. He needs an intervention.
Like
talk to Leafy
drug
like
intervention.
Talk to Leafy like 3 times a month.
Yeah.
And 2 of those times, he's cracked out of his fucking mind. You know.
And what do you know? Even Leafy knows he's gonna fail the test.
But yeah, after that, I said I would not pass the drug test as of right now, right? I would need at least a little bit of time for me to pass the drug test. Maybe 1 year.
Yeah, so by the looks of it, it seems like it will take at least 1 year for this to even commence. So, I mean, throughout the time, I guess he could train for the fight, but for sure it's not going to happen within a year. Because if they're really going to qualify Leafy with a drug test, come on, man. Come on. You really think that he's going to pass that test? Absolutely not. No, but either way, it's not like... It's just there's statements out there as well that Leafy makes where it kind of has me scratching my head. I don't know if he's trolling or if he's just trying to be funny. I want him to take this serious because I really want to know what he means that he wants to train for like 9 or 10 years.
And I said I would not pass the drug test and would need at least 5 to 12 years. I wouldn't need 5 to 12 years. You know, obviously I was trolling a little bit with this. You know, I'm thinking more so like maybe 9 or 10 years.
Yeah, so I don't really know what to believe, man. I mean, he talks about this as if it's some troll, but then in the next sentence he'll talk about how he's really dedicated and that he's gonna put forth all this effort to make the best deal.
But since this is actually going to happen, I'm going for the best possible deal imaginable. I'm gonna have to negotiate with every company on the planet.
Hey, listen, I guess, but here's the thing, okay? If it doesn't work out with IDubbbz, he still has Ethan Klein from H3 Podcast.
Make it so this guy can never find true love. Everyone deserves true love, with the exception of Ethan Klein. Everyone else, though, deserves true love.
Listen, man, like, for some reason, it seems to me like he has monthly issues with Ethan. I mean, if that's the case, I'm subscribed, but it seems to me like he subscribed to him, and so if that's the case, and he wants to start some beef with him, I think it would be a good idea for him to perhaps work something out with H3, I don't know. But then again, I mean, he is kind of out of shape, so. But this could be a starter for him. Perhaps he could finally find the motivation to get behind the treadmill. He'll probably use it as a slip and slide. You know Ethan, man. The guy, he'll probably just wet the treadmill and then just like slide across it. I mean, I don't know. Anyways, it'll be pretty interesting. Seriously speaking, it will be pretty interesting to watch either IDubbbz or H3 just kind of like go at it with Leafy. And yeah, man, there's nothing more I can add to it. I just hope that this happens. And yeah, man, that's pretty much all I have for you guys. And yeah, hopefully you guys learned something today.
I said this in another stream, but I asked my dad, I was like, I want to get into bodybuilding. What do I do? And he just said, just buy steroids. He just straight up said that shit.